Virat Kohli, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Kohli.
Thank you. Great to be here finally. Um, Never been to the office. I told Abhishek I don't want to come to the small office. So he made sure he got a bigger place and a lot more people to meet. But I'm finally here and I'm happy. So yeah, good to see everyone.
I'll get started by asking you that 3 years IPL was in a bubble. You played in the bubble for a long time.
Yeah.
Must have been very, very tough. How does it feel to get back to real cricket with stadium and Chinnaswamy screaming?
It's actually the first game seemed unbelievable to me. You almost forget the memory of driving to the stadium with so many people outside the ground. And the one interesting thing Glenn Maxwell said to me after he saw that, he said, "I know the situation was unbelievably tough, and everyone was suffering all over." And we had to continue to play, which was again for me quite a difficult period because I was like, this doesn't seem right. Not because there are not people in the stadiums, but in general, everyone's kind of trying to just get by, and here we're playing a sport. It just felt odd. So when we returned to normal, that's one thing he said. He said, "I can't believe we played in empty stadiums for so long." The fans are the essence of the game, especially seeing the passion of the fans of RCB. IPL always has been a special tournament. So when I saw those people outside the stadiums and the lead up, I got all the videos of the lead up to the game as well, like the queues for tickets and the frenzy that was in the city. I was buzzing. I was like, I just want to get to Bangalore. And when we landed as well, when they saw me at the airport, I could just see happiness in their eyes to see me back playing for RCB in Bangalore. So yeah, it was more like a fairy tale comeback for us. Played the perfect game also. But yeah, just the whole atmosphere was something that I realized that day how special it has been to have all those fans cheer for us for so many years, only because we had a situation where we couldn't see any of them. Yeah. So I had more gratitude, and I was very thankful that I have this opportunity to play in front of such amazing fans.
Was it tough for you to be in the bubble?
Personally, it was very tough for me. Not that I like to go out a lot, but just the sense of not being able to step out from certain places, it was confining me in a way that it wasn't healthy at all. Plus, there were many things that were happening in the background when it came to cricket with me, which eventually came to the surface later for everyone to know. So no one knew at the time what I'm going through. And in general, I mean, we had our daughter, and just not being able to take her out and show her the world was also very tough on us. So yeah, the bubble, I don't know how people reacted to it, but personally, I was not in a good space in the bubble. And after the bubble as well, I realized, not that, as I said, I'm not hanging out every, going for dinners and, get-togethers or anything. Just the fact that you can go to the lobby area of a hotel and just have a cup of coffee in normalcy, or just sit by the pool and you see random people around you, not, confined spaces, and it was just like, yeah, you're part of everything. Just that bit was so important, and I realized that later. Yeah, the bubble was very difficult.
Let me, for those who are the uninitiated, Virat has a very strong business mind, and I'm going to explore that a bit today. And he doesn't believe this, but I said that, leadership in the most tough, being the captain of the Indian team that he has been for the longest time, for so many years, it's one of the most difficult leadership roles available, right? I mean, so much of pressure. So I'm going to ask him a few related questions, but before I get to it, like this team you see, and few of them are watching online who are not in the city, not here, this is the #1 sports, lifestyle, fashion brand in the country. My question that I have for me from the sidelines, what do you see? What is the reason for this journey of Puma and the success?
My heart's beating fast because I've already said it to you backstage. You should sign me at the right time. No. That was just a joke. That was just a joke. In all seriousness, you spoke about business, and I know that a lot of hard work goes behind planning, preparation, a forecast of what's going to, be successful in the months to come. That's how we used to plan our structures as well. We always laid down a culture which was going to be healthy. It was never a planning of 7 days, 8 days, 10 days. It was all, I honestly had a vision of 7 or 8 years for Indian cricket to dominate all over the world. And I knew exactly what needs to be done to get there. So clarity was important, preparation, but the most important thing was commitment. If people who were in that room did not commit to the vision that's laid, it means nothing. And the commitment doesn't happen in front of your boss. The commitment happens when you're by yourself. That's how you create culture. So, and that is where the skill is required to create that much trust that when you're sitting by yourself, are you still thinking of taking things forward and progressing in a way that your own behaviors, your own ethics, morality, everything comes into play. Because the easiest thing to do is when you're by yourself, is to not align to the vision. And if people are aligning to the vision when you're not watching them, is the real success of leadership, I feel. That's something that I saw happen in the Indian cricket team as well. So, yeah, to see the brand where it is today, some amazing decisions obviously have been taken. When we had this conversation initially, I was with a couple of other brands which were quite prominent in India at the beginning, but they started fading away pretty quickly, and I understood why. Because I gave them a vision which they didn't align to. I told them my career is growing and I want to be able to create something of my own with a big brand in India so that we can grow together. That's how I'll be invested in the business myself, and I'll be thinking about how to take the brand forward rather than just being a face on the billboard with some of the global athletes. That meant nothing to me. So when we started our conversation as well, the first and the only condition was, are you ready to collaborate and do something which is something personalized, but also will help the brand grow? And they immediately said, give us a big bag of what you wear and we'll do it. Like, it was that instant. So I think the ability to take those decisions, obviously there's a sense of uncertainty. I wouldn't say that there's a sense of doubt, but you're not certain whether it's going to work or not. So what I've seen Puma do over the last 6-7 years is take bold decisions. Now, when I see the ambassadors all over the world, you don't have people who fall in the perfect category of, people who should be looked at as, I wouldn't say role models, but you've signed people who are very different. If you talk about a Neymar or you talk about a Hamilton being with Puma for so long, these are not people that you look at and say, this guy goes by the book. And I think that's been the most important factor which I've seen for growth. I'm not a guy who was looked at as this guy looks like, wow, he does everything by the book. I was probably hated more than anything initially in my starting years. But eventually, my conviction of what I wanted to do turned out to be inspiration for people. And I think that's what Puma has done, to be convinced about their own ways, that we can make an identity of our own, following what we believe in. And that shows you that anything is possible in your own very unique ways. It doesn't matter whether they fall into the norms of society or the benchmarks that we are judged by. There are no benchmarks that exist. And I think the disruption of that culture is what has caused the uprise, and now there's no competition at all. So I feel glad that, that the people who are looked at as different, Puma looked at as few of their own. And I think that's made all the difference for me.
All right, Virat. Before I zoom into anything else, we're doing this campaign, Let There Be Sport, and I know that you spoke about it in the conclave we did at Taj West End the other day. But to this group of people, like, we are in the sports business, and we believe the sports impacts much more than, you're an athlete. It's a
Yeah.
everyday life. I know you feel very strongly about it. I want you to quip on that for this team.
So we spoke about the values that sport can provide you with on a daily basis. If I hadn't gone on to become a professional sports person as well, I would still continue to play sport as regularly as possible, because of all the things that I've kind of experienced in my life, nothing has taught me more than sport. And why I say that is because there's a chance to fail and succeed in every moment, and that's a very rare thing to have. That's where your composure is tested the most, and your character is tested the most, and then once you overcome those fears and those doubts, you become a better version of yourself. So this is the discussion we had the other day, that if for all of us as people, we work towards certain goals, but there's a degree of success and failure attached to it. If you talk about exams as well, there's certain kind of, nervousness we feel when the results are about to arrive. You don't feel that sense of nervousness when you're actually giving the exam. Yes, you might or might not know what you're doing, but there's still a space where for a few days you're like, okay, whatever happened, happened, and then I'm going to get the result later. So you just need to be composed in that moment when you're getting the result as to how you react to it. But with sport, you can do that in potentially every moment. So if you're able to overcome those fears and follow your heart, not your mind can help you make a plan, but your heart will help you apply the plan. That's my experience. So the more I did that, the more I realized that what my strengths are as a person, and what unlimited potential we have as human beings if we don't put any tabs on ourselves. And only sport could teach me that, to go beyond your limitations. The known limitations of the mind, that the mind tells you, oh well, scored runs in 4 innings, so the 5th one might not work. I never thought like that. I felt like every day was a new day, every moment was a new opportunity to do something special, and then only sport could help me accumulate moment by moment by moment and go beyond my fears and teach me what fearlessness means. And then I could apply that to everyday life as well. I'm not saying that there's a guarantee to succeed with this way of operating, but there's at least one guarantee, that when you walk away from that particular event or that particular result, you'll be happy with what you did because you followed your heart. Every time I've followed my mind and tried to calculate my way out of things and I've failed, I've not been able to process it. Every time I followed my heart and I failed, I knew that I did what I wanted to do, and then I could accept the situation the way it was. So it taught me things about processing success and failure more than anything else could in life, and that made me a more assured person that not everything is going to go well all the time, but that doesn't mean that you stop moving forward. You have to keep taking those steps to be in the moment. And I think sport can teach you that for every walk of life, whether it's studies, business, anything that you do. It helps you create that fearless mindset.
All right, now we'll do something which is what he doesn't do and he probably never get asked. Making an assumption. So we'll do a role reversal. And because I'm the host, I'm allowed to ask you 4 or 5 business situations.
Okay.
Where you're the managing director of Puma.
Let's go. देख के बता सकता हूँ कौन है यहाँ पे कामचोर कौन है
So, managing director of Puma, to launch a cricket footwear, make it classic, even timeless, and sell hordes of it.
क्या करना चाहिए?
क्या करना चाहिए?
अच्छा. Sports, cricket footwear.
Cricket footwear.
Okay. So, the only principle I would have there is I would put myself in the consumer's position. Simple as that. Like if
and you have Virat Kohli also. As an ambassador.
Yes,
Mr.
for
Managing
sure.
Director.
For sure.
Just I'm giving you some resources you have.
हाँ ठीक है. तो अगर कोई मुझे खेलते हुए देख रहा है, like the impact I had watching my heroes play, when they were wearing something that caught my eye, I would go back to that moment. What was the essence of what they were wearing that made me feel so connected to that shoe or that particular gear even today. So I would apply that essence to even this day. Like I don't feel like anything goes out of fashion or anything is, outdated. Everything is as relevant as your liking to it. So for me, just having a classic shoe is something that will never go out of fashion. So I would say, would I want to buy this shoe? And if the answer is yes, I would any day say, this is the design we're making. This is the concept. This is how the shoe should be. And then obviously the technical team comes in and they say, we got to make it light, we got to make it more effective for movement and stuff. The only responsibility I'll give the guys is to manage price point. That's not my responsibility, right? I can, that's how it works. So analogy to cricket would be, if I tell the bowlers, listen, this is the field, this is what we're trying to do, the ball is in your hand. I can't bowl the ball for you, right? So the delivery of that ball is in your hands. So you make the price point. I've given you the vision, but if you get the price point right, it'll be a test victory. I can guarantee you that. So it's as similar as that.
What would be the process for giving salary increments to the team that you would?
This is a good one. Salary increments. See, 1 week in the office, I will be able to figure out who's working for salary and who's working for a vision. So the guys who are working for a vision, they'll be sorted out very quickly and they'll get salary increments. Those who are working for salaries, they'll get work increment. They'll get more work to do. So they can work and work and work and realize that thing you're trying to avoid, I will give you 10 times more of it till the time you get over it and actually get your act right. So you have to work this much, which has this much impact because your heart is in the right place. That's what I'll do in a week.
Oh. Third question. 8 years back, let's go back in time, 2014-15. You are the managing director of Puma. What are some strategic decisions you would take, just going back in time? Oh, okay, there was one. Yeah.
I would sign myself, for sure. I love this. Okay. Strategic decisions. I would figure out, firstly, the most important thing I've seen with Puma over the last 7-8 years is the ability to take decisions here. I think that's been the difference. I was with other brands where I would say something and then the approvals would take 8 months. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I mean, seems like, I'm just a sales pitch to sell some stuff. It doesn't feel like there's any vision or wanting to progress in a way that the consumer can also benefit. And I think the ability to take decisions here quickly as to what the market demands has been a great factor for Puma's success. So my only strategy would have been that. So you can't take decisions based on an environment which is not local to India, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know the pulse of the market, you know the pulse of the public, what the consumer likes, you speak to your friends, you speak to people that you know. Someone who's not living here every day, they can never get to know what that price point means for a guy who's going to buy that product. So I think the sense of the market and the relatability to the ground level is so important, and that would have been my only strategy, to know what the public really wants and how to deliver it to them. But it won't be a drastic shoot upwards, but over a period of time when you gain trust, then gradually you'll see what you're seeing today. That would have been my strategy.
Acha, now my questions on business is over. You
Okay.
give me a
ठीक है.
sports related
Okay.
leadership situation.
ठीक है. You can't copy any of my statements though. Okay, so you have to get few people from this crowd in a huddle right now, and you are walking out in the last day of the test match, and you have to bowl the opposition out within 80 overs. You can't use any of my statements.
Okay.
That is for sure. You have to relate it to what you would say in the office if you're targeting something, say, which is a quarterly target for you, for example, which is very, very important. So you equate it to business, and then I want to see you give them a pep talk and see what you say.
Okay.
चलो चलो
So,
बुलाओ अपने योद्धा.
Nisha, come.
चलो जी.
170 to defend, 80 overs. All right, so Rakesh, we just need to put the ball in the right areas. Okay, the pitch. See, I'll give you the bowling from that side. There's already a rough. So just तुम ball को right areas में डालो. Don't worry about anything else. I don't mind if you get hit for a boundary. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. एक third man दूंगा तुम्हें, ठीक है? और उसको slash करने दो point के ऊपर से, ठीक है? All right.
Can I chip in? Can I
Yeah,
chip
yeah,
in as
please,
the leader?
please. Yeah.
Guys, for 80 overs, I want them to feel hell out there. Okay?
In the meantime, we have Anushka joining us.
Oh.
Welcome. We'll get one more
Welcome.
chair.
No, our first event together.
Yeah. Is
Talking,
it?
yeah.
I think so. I don't remember.
We've been to events, we've never done this.
Must have not been memorable. But yeah, I don't remember that.
And definitely coming to an office together for the first time.
It's a very nice office, huh? Gala.
So Bangalore girl, you've been around and good to come back here. I saw your Instagram. You've been moving places and having a good time here.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up here. I went to Mount Carmel College. And anyone here from Mounts? One person?
That's it?
Hi, sister. But so many memories, you know, like when I come back here, they just come alive. I actually start speaking in a Bangalore accent, which Virat notices.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a thing called a Bangalore accent, but I'll start saying ting and like little bit those things happening. I just start thinking about the times that I was here, and we lived in so many places because my father was in the army. So we lived in a bunch of places all around Bangalore. And just going to CTR, Tom's Bakery,
Yeah.
Corner House.
Yeah. Do you saw that, yeah?
Corner house wale. मैं कह रहा हूँ.
Cake fudge. Oh. It's, yeah. It's,
You didn't go, right, to Corner House this time when she...
he went, but he had a game the next day, so he wasn't eating.
मैं देख रहा था. खाया नहीं मैंने. मैं बैठा हुआ था गाड़ी में.
So, a few months with us, how has it been with Puma? Like, you like it?
Right answer is wrong answer. It has been wonderful. I think as a brand, you guys are truly iconic here, all over the world, but especially in India. I think you are doing such a good job here. I really enjoyed the campaigns I've done. We've just shot the second campaign with me, and I think it's going to turn out really well. I hope people like it as well. I love wearing the clothes. Even before I was signed on, I really enjoyed wearing the clothes. And it's a cool team. Your team is really nice. They're innovative. They're not afraid to break the mold. They don't hesitate. And I enjoy that because I think there's a creative process that I really enjoy. We were just talking backstage. So yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm having a good time.
Fantastic. So I would like to ask you a question that about, a very stressful professional career, which we can all from outside understand. You've done production house, family, mother, fitness, endorsement deals. What is your mantra for balance?
You know, it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, and I think a lot of pressure is put on women, and somewhere this women being a multitasker is seen as a very good thing, and I think it's true. We are able to multitask because we can gather a lot more information and process it, and then execute it. But I also feel like there's a lot of pressure put on us to excel in everything, and we put that pressure on ourselves also. People really celebrate, oh, she's doing this, and she's succeeding here, and she's a mother, and she's doing that. But I think it's a lot of pressure. So whenever you do so many things, you are going to not be doing all of them if you were doing one thing, you would obviously be doing it in a certain way, and doing a lot more things. While it's possible, it takes a lot out of you. So I think the important thing is to prioritize, which I think I have managed to do in our lives. I know what's important. I know that, my daughter is at this age that she needs a lot more of my time. And Virat is a great father. He's very involved as a parent. But she's at that age where, we've also seen that she just needs me more. She needs mama more. So we recognize that. So I've taken those steps. I mean, I enjoy acting, but I don't want to do too many films as much as I was doing earlier. I want to do one film a year. I want to enjoy the process of acting, which is what I like. And balance my life out like the way I am, like give time to family. And even Virat does that, like just as much as he can. And I do it as much as I can. And one cannot compare. It's really individually how, you're looking at your life and what makes you comfortable. The way I'm leading my life makes me happy. And ultimately, I don't want to prove a point to anybody, whether as an actor, as a public figure, as a mother, as a wife. I just want to do things which make me happy and make sense to me. And I think understanding that is a long process, and it takes a lot out of you. But I think I've finally figured out what it is. I do things which feel right to me, and I don't look for validation outside of myself anymore. And motherhood has given me that, because you have to trust yourself so much as a parent, as a mother, because you're taking decisions for someone who is so small and frankly incapable in a lot of ways. So you end up becoming very gutsy, and you start trusting yourself a lot more. So I think I'm braver than I was before. I take decisions which are which I wouldn't have earlier, which I would have been afraid to. I feel more fearless now. And I'm not looking for validation from anybody, nobody. It's just what feels right to me. I think that's very important for women.
I just want you to tell us two things that you want, in general, people here should take from you and get inspired in their life. Like two things that you believe or you do that people should inculcate, and one thing that they shouldn't inculcate, should not inculcate.
Look, first thing I don't think you will want to do is to sleep early. I sleep between 9:30 at night. I think that'll be hard.
True? Every day, every night you're sleeping at night?
I don't have a social life. I'm okay with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a little bit harder to do, so don't do that. But eat early. I eat early dinner, and I think it's doing wonders to my health.
7? What time? 6?
By 5:30, 6, dinner's done.
उस टाइम केक फज खा रहे होते
नहीं कॉर्नर हाउस चल रहा होगा उनका.
Corner house खा लो, but बाद में कुछ मत खाना उसके. So like I eat early. I think it really helps because by the time I'm sleeping.
So when do you have lunch? Sorry, I mean if 5:30 is dinner, when is lunch?
So I eat with my daughter. She has lunch at around 11:30, and that's when I eat lunch.
You don't even start office at that time.
But I feel like I rest better, I sleep better. All my sleep issues are gone. I wake up fresher. I have more energy. I think clearer. I would attribute that to eating early, because that's the only change really that I've made in my life. Yeah. So it might not work for everybody. So obviously don't follow celebrities and when they talk about, unless they're athletes. But do what's right for you. This has worked for me and has worked for a few other people I know. Yeah, that's one thing you should do. And the one thing that you should not do,
Yeah.
I think early on, not now, but few years ago, I would react too quickly to situations. So I think now I'm learning to respond rather than react. So that has changed, and I think that's really changed the quality of my life and yours. See, if you're married, both have to be doing the right things. Otherwise, तो मतलब एक करेगा तो it's not gonna help.
All right, so I'll first go to Virat. We'll do this pretty quick. All right, and I have my cue card for this. He is to answer wrong answers, right? Okay, Virat, your name.
Gajodhar.
Your favorite actor.
Favorite actor. राइट आंसर नहीं देना, रॉन्ग आंसर देना है। क्या है यार तुम लोग? श्रेयस अय्यर। बात तो सही है।
Your favorite role of or film of Anushka.
नहीं नहीं पास।
पहले तो तुम लोगों से नहीं पूछ रहे हैं।
ये मजे ले रहे हैं साइड में बैठिए। पास पास। अपना काम करो यार।
The best innings of your career.
बेस्ट इनिंग्स अभी लास्ट मैच में। ये बैंगलोर के है। अबे तुम बैंगलोर से हो? शर्म करो यार, कितने खुश हो रहे हैं, दिखा भी रहे हैं 0-0-0। शाबाश।
What is Anushka's name in your phone?
अनुष्का's नेम गलत जवाब देना है ना? डार्लिंग। ये गलत जवाब है भाई। सही जवाब मैं तुमको थोड़ी ना बताऊंगा यहाँ पे।
All right, so now I am coming to Anushka.
चलो जी, अब आएगा मजा।
Your occupation.
Right arm medium pacer.
Oh. God. Best film till date.
Easy. Mega blockbuster, platinum jubilee, Bombay Velvet. I was discussing this with my makeup artist पीछे backstage, and I said कि मैं तो Bombay Velvet worst film है. बोलती no, it wasn't like that, because people just did not understand it. They didn't. It's just that they didn't go to watch it. I said, Puneet, that is the description of a film which does not do well.
Favorite habit of Virat.
ओह, सबसे बेकार बोलनी है ना अभी? गलत बोलना है। हाँ, सबसे खराब।
He's just so, like, he's a picture of calmness and peace on the field.
क्या बोला तूने? On the field. अरे नहीं भाई।
Then
जवाब नहीं सुना।
no chikam chilli on
बीच में
on the field.
हाँ, on the field। भाई पहले तालियां पिटनी शुरू कर दी। मेरे को वो सोचेंगे पागल है।
On the field.
Three most important words.
Virat's name in your phone.
Pati Parmeshwar.
Okay.
OG.
Oh, gee.
सुनिए जी, OG सुनिए जी.
Oh, that. The question is favorite item in your closet, and I'm questioning the question because why would you keep it otherwise?
Favorite item in the closet? Edge.
Oh.
हाँ, क्या बात है. कितने
Best answer.
कितने खुश हुए सुन के.
Best answer of the afternoon.
चलो जी.
Okay, Virat's on-pitch celebration. Oh my God!
बैठ जा यार. ये क्या यार.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Sometimes the bowler is not celebrating as much as Virat is.
देखो ये सब चीजें होती है मोमेंट में. ये बार बार चला के ऐसा मत करा करो यार. मेरे को बड़ी शर्म आती है बाद में.
Okay. Next one, we don't need any video. You will, there will be a dialogue from you. He has to repeat that.
प्यार व्यापार की जोड़ी कभी नहीं बैठती ना भैया, मैं तो सिंगल ही बेस्ट.
बिजनेस कर ले मेरे साथ. ब्रेड पकौड़ी की कसम कभी धोखा नहीं दूंगा. सब याद रहता है. बताओ क्या बोला था.
मुझे पता है ऐसी फीलिंग है कि मुझे प्रपोज कर दिया होगा. Actually, one of the reasons why when we was dating each other, like one of the things I was very impressed with, and I was like, यार ये तो लाइफ पार्टनर ही अच्छा है. was मेरे को मेमोरी इतनी अच्छी थी क्योंकि मुझे कुछ याद नहीं रहता है. कुछ याद नहीं रहता है मुझे. फोन भूल जाऊंगी. ये मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि मतलब भयंकर लाइबिलिटी घूमती रहती हूँ मैं साथ साथ में. ये भूल गई, वो भूल गई, कुछ यहाँ पे छोड़ दिया and all that. But I don't forget anything about my daughters. Selective memory है मेरी basically. You know, तो विराट remembers everything so
ये
well.
problem भी हो सकता है.
मुझे लोगों के birthdays याद नहीं रहते हैं और
Problem भी हो सकता है if he remembers everything.
नहीं.
हाँ, little bit वो Scorpio trait है थोड़ा.
हाँ मैं
Scorpios never forget. वो थोड़ा है. I'm like you know live in
एक महीने बाद याद है.
love.
मुझे याद है तुमने उस दिन क्या बोला था.
पता कुछ पता नहीं कोई 3000 साल पुरानी बातें हैं. He'll remember.
Last is Anushka Sharma to sledge Virat Kohli and he has to react. And I will stay clear from the pitch.
हाँ चलो.
Come on, Virat. Today is 24th April. आज तो रन बना ले.
अबे अच्छा कम बैक तो देना तो.
नहीं, मैंने हक कर लिया ना.
नहीं. अबे जितने तुम्हारी पूरी टीम ने अप्रैल में जून जुलाई में नहीं बनाए उतने मैच है मेरे. समझे.
अब से मैं इसकी टीम में.
आ जाओ इधर आ गई टीम में आ गई.
All right, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. I must say it was fantastic. Thank you so much.